1. Brayan Bello, the Red Sox's rising star pitcher. 2. Brayan Bello's dominance against the Rays, a pitching masterclass. 3. Brayan Bello's breakout, how he elevated his game. 4. Brayan Bello dominates in Red Sox victory over Rays. 5. Brayan Bello, MLB Player of the Week highlights. 1. Brayan Bello, the Red Sox's rising star pitcher. Brayan Bello is proving to be a valuable asset for the Boston Red Sox, and his recent performance is making it clear that he's worth every dollar of his new contract. After struggling to find his rhythm since his debut in 2022, where he recorded a 4.42 ERA, a 1.415 WHIP, and a 4.14 FIP, allowing 185 earned runs over that span, Bello has finally hit his stride in 2025. Initially, his season started off rocky, with an ERA climbing as high as 4.08. However, he has turned things around dramatically, boasting a record of 5-3 with a much improved 3.28 ERA and 65 strikeouts. In his last 4 outings, he has truly showcased his potential, achieving an impressive 2.18 ERA, striking out 28 batters, and allowing only 8 earned runs. In a standout performance during Game 2 against the Rockies, Bello achieved a significant milestone by pitching his first complete game. Although he faced a setback in the 9th inning when he surrendered a 2-run home run to All-Star catcher Hunter Goodman, he still managed to strike out 10 batters, 8 of which came in the first 5 innings, while issuing just 1 walk throughout the entire game. But the numbers only tell part of the story. Bello's recent success is not merely a statistical anomaly, he has made strategic adjustments that have transformed his pitching style. By shifting away from his changeup and focusing more on a combination of a sweeper and a sinker, he has created a more effective pitching approach. His sweeper is particularly impressive, generating a chase rate of around 40% and a whiff rate of 32% on swings. Meanwhile, his sinker has been effective in finding the strike zone, especially when he's ahead in the count at 0-2. This evolution in his pitching has left hitters baffled, leading to an increase in strikeouts and soft contact against him. With his recent performances, Bello is making a strong case to be considered a reliable number 2 starter for the Red Sox, especially as he competes with Lucas Giolito for that role, though Giolito's future with the team may be uncertain due to potential trade talks. For the Boston Red Sox, having a pitcher like Bello is a welcome dilemma, especially after he signed a 6-year, $55 million extension in 2024, ensuring he will be a part of the team for the foreseeable future. It will be intriguing to see if he can maintain this level of excellence moving forward. What do you think about Bello's transformation? Is he the future ace the Red Sox have been looking for, or is this just a temporary hot streak? Share your thoughts in the comments. 2. Brayan Bello's dominance against the Rays, a pitching masterclass. Brayan Bello has been on a remarkable pitching spree for the Boston Red Sox lately, making waves with his impressive performance. Following his first career complete game, Bello put together another strong showing against the Tampa Bay Rays, going deep into the game for 6 1/3 innings. In those innings, he surrendered only 6 hits and 1 lone run while striking out 5 players and showing remarkable control by not issuing a single walk. It's worth noting that in the last 8 outings since June 3rd, he has pitched at least 6 innings 7 times, with the only exception being a brief 5-inning relief appearance during a resumed suspended game. What underscores this period of success is his exceptional command with the sinker against right-handed batters. Before the match on Sunday, he boasted a striking 65.8% strike rate with this pitch against righties. His approach involves using this pitch frequently, skillfully locating it on the inner side of the plate, which leads to weak contact from opposing hitters. In his matchup against Tampa, Bello maintained this strategy by utilizing his sinker for 58% of his pitches directed at right-handed batsmen, achieving an impressive 75% strike rate with it. He consistently placed the pitch on the arm side, making it easier to set up his other pitches. As a result, right-handed hitters managed only 2 hits out of 9 at-bats, both being singles. However, it's interesting to note that the Rays featured a lineup mostly made up of left-handed hitters. To counter this, Bello switched to a more aggressive approach with his four-seam fastball, which recorded a solid 65% strike rate, boosted by the hitters sending 13 foul balls into play. Moreover, Bello excelled at finishing off batters, as half of those he faced found themselves in 2 strike counts. Despite that pressure, only 2 players successfully reached base against him. If he persists in challenging hitters within the strike zone and maintains his aggression even at 2 strikes, he is likely to keep pitching deeply into games. After the match, Red Sox manager Alex Cora shared his admiration for Bello's performance. "That was electric. Bello has matured immensely over the past 2 to 3 years, Cora remarked. "He's not just striking guys out, he's also managing the running game effectively." It was a joy to witness, and the crowd's cheers were well-deserved. Although Bello was eager to continue pitching, he couldn't help but beam with pride as he watched Cora approach him from the dugout while he made his way off the field. With his undeniable talent finally beginning to blossom, the young pitcher may well be on the verge of becoming an exceptional starting pitcher for the team. 3. Brayan Bello's breakout, how he elevated his game. Brayan Bello, the pitcher for the Red Sox, has truly elevated his game to new heights. Just a month ago, I discussed how Bello incorporated a cutter into his pitching repertoire. Since that notable game against the Yankees, he has achieved an impressive 2.51 ERA across 5 appearances for the Red Sox. In each of these outings, he has pitched at least 6 innings, with the exception of a 5-inning complete game that resumed a previously suspended match. During this stretch, he has struck out approximately 19% of the batters he faced, which aligns with his career average. More significantly, he has maintained a remarkably low walk rate of just 4.6%, a figure that is considered elite in the league. Much attention has been given to Bello's cutter as a key factor in his recent success. Indeed, his performance against the Yankees, where he utilized cutters 38% of the time, marked his best outing of the season up to that point. However, it's worth noting that his season began to shift positively a few weeks earlier. In a game against Milwaukee on May 28, he pitched 4.2 innings, allowing only 1 earned run on 77 pitches. He was taken out after an error put him in a difficult situation, with Hunter Dobbins ready to take over. Remarkably, that was the last time Bello pitched fewer than 6 innings, aside from a relief appearance against Cincinnati. So, what has changed in his approach? Following his start against the Braves, Bello made subtle adjustments to his mechanics. Previously, he had a windup that involved stepping towards first base and rotating before delivering the pitch. Now, he has streamlined his motion, going directly to the plate without any unnecessary movements. In his initial 6 starts of the season, Bello's walk rate stood at 13.2%, with a strike rate of 57%. Since he abandoned the windup and began pitching solely from the stretch, his walk rate has dropped to 6.1%, while his strike rate has increased to 64%. His strategy is not focused on striking out batters but rather on enticing them to swing at pitches they cannot effectively hit. By consistently attacking the strike zone, Bello keeps hitters on the defensive, leading to weak contact and allowing him to pitch deeper into games. These new mechanics appear to have enhanced his ability to locate pitches effectively, resulting in improved outcomes. For much of his career, it seemed as though Bello was merely throwing rather than pitching. Recently, however, he has demonstrated a clear intention with his pitches, effectively hitting his targets and going deep into games. In his latest performance against the Tampa Bay Rays, he pitched 6.1 innings, allowing just 1 run on 6 hits while striking out 5 batters. Let's break down a few at-bats from that game. We begin with Jonathan Aranda in the first inning. Bello starts with a sweeper that misses outside. At a 1-0 count, he throws a four-seam fastball located at the top of the strike zone, which Aranda fouls off, bringing the count to 1-1. He attempts the same pitch again, but this one is slightly too high, making it 2-1. Against a skilled hitter like Aranda, I would recommend against throwing the same pitch multiple times. Next, Bello delivers a well-placed changeup that Aranda fouls off, evening the count at 2-2. This is a great pitch, one that Bello struggled with earlier in the season. With 2 strikes, he has the option to throw something hard or double up on the changeup, but this time, he should aim further off the plate. This is where it gets interesting. Earlier in the count, Bello threw 2 fastballs up and in. When Aranda sees that velocity, he might expect a similar pitch to tie him up. Instead, Bello surprises him with a sinker that clips the inside corner for strike 3. Next up is Yandy Diaz. Bello begins with a sinker inside. Although he misses, it's a strategic miss. If Diaz connects, he would struggle to keep it fair. Diaz takes the pitch, making it 1-0. Bello then throws a cutter that clips the top of the strike zone. This pitch works well because hitters expect high velocity to stay up, but the cutter drops just enough to earn a called strike. He attempts to go back inside with a sinker but pulls it a bit too much, making it 2-1. On his third attempt, he throws another sinker inside, which Diaz lazily hits to left field, where Roman Anthony is waiting. Let's analyze one more at-bat, this time with Ho-Sung Kim in the third inning. Bello delivers an exceptional first pitch, a low and away cutter that no one expects at 0-0. If a batter is prepared for it, the best they can do is flip it to right field for a base hit. If they manage to do that, it's a tip of the cap and move on. Bello follows the cutter with a sinker for a called strike. He aims for the inside part of the plate and misses slightly, but it still counts as a strike. Suddenly, it's 0-2, and Kim is on the defensive. Bello then throws a sweeper at 0-2. Based on Kim's swing, he seems to think it's a cutter that will end up in the middle, but is much slower and runs further off the plate. Kudos to Kim for making contact, but it's an easy out for Roman Anthony. While this pitch wasn't perfectly located, being ahead in the count forced Kim to be defensive, leading to his misjudgment and ultimately, the out. Overall, Bello appears to be much more in control during at-bats. He is now battling the hitters rather than struggling with his own mechanics. He has always possessed the talent to secure outs at the major league level, but consistency has eluded him. Since he transitioned away from the wind-up and began pitching from the stretch, he has been throwing more strikes, executing a solid game plan, and enjoying the benefits of his hard work. He is set to pitch again on Saturday against the Cubs, and we can only hope he continues this upward trajectory. 4. Brayan Bello dominates in Red Sox victory over Rays. Brayan Bello has truly emerged as a standout athlete following his impressive performance in the game against the Rays, leaving fans and analysts alike buzzing with excitement. On Sunday, he delivered an exceptional pitching display, yielding just 1 earned run from 6 hits, without issuing any walks, and racking up 5 strikeouts over 6.1 innings. Now, let's take a moment to understand the significance of this outing, especially when we compare it to his previous game against the Rockies. Bello's dominant showing there, which included 10 strikeouts within a complete game effort just a week earlier on July 8, set high expectations, and he definitely met them again. With an admirable 2.21 ERA and a remarkable 0.69 WHIP throughout his 3 starts in July, his performance is painting a bright picture for his season. As of now, Bello boasts a solid overall record with a 3.14 ERA and 1.28 WHIP over 15 starts this season, accompanied by a 6-3 win-loss record. These statistics are noteworthy and reflect his growing prowess on the mound. Looking ahead, fans are eagerly anticipating his next matchup, which is scheduled for Saturday against the Cubs. This isn't just another game, it's an opportunity for Bello to further solidify his reputation as a reliable pitcher in the league. This situation raises an interesting question: is Brayan Bello on the verge of becoming one of the top pitchers in baseball? However, this is where opinions might diverge. Some may argue that such early successes can be misleading and raise doubts about his ability to maintain consistent performance throughout the season. So, how do you see Bello's future unfolding? Are you optimistic about his trajectory as a pitching star, or do you harbor reservations? Share your thoughts in the comments. 5. Brayan Bello, MLB Player of the Week highlights. Brayan Bello, the rising star of the Boston Red Sox. As the Boston Red Sox surge into the All-Star break with a blistering 10-game winning streak, one standout player has risen to prominence: Brayan Bello. This 26-year-old pitcher from the Dominican Republic has not just played a role in the Red Sox's success, he has been the driving force behind it. And here's where it gets interesting: while many focus on established stars, Bello is carving out a reputation that could make him the underdog every team dreams of having. In the past week alone, Bello made 2 impressive starts. On July 8, he showcased his extraordinary abilities by throwing a complete game in a resounding 10-2 victory against the Colorado Rockies, allowing only 2 runs on 5 hits and a walk while striking out 10 batters. Just days later, he faced the Tampa Bay Rays, going 6 1/3 innings and surrendering just 1 run on 6 hits, wrapping up the game with 5 strikeouts as his team triumphed 4-1. His performance earned him the prestigious title of International MLB Player of the Week from the World Baseball Network. Hailing from Sonoma, Dominican Republic, Bello is now in his 4th season with the Red Sox, although he has experienced a somewhat tumultuous journey, frequently transitioning between the major league roster and the minors. With the challenging backdrop of Fenway Park, known for being a hitter-friendly venue, Bello has steadily developed into a dependable starter. Over his tenure with the club since 2022, he has maintained a career ERA of 4.17 and a WHIP of 1.388 across 468 1/3 innings. What's truly remarkable, however, is that this season, Bello's performance has far surpassed his past statistics. He currently boasts an impressive ERA of 3.17, along with a WHIP of 1.276, having pitched 91 2/3 innings and chalked up 70 strikeouts against 34 walks. Currently secured by a 6-year, $55 million contract, Bello's future in Boston looks promising, remaining with the team at least until 2029, with an option for 2030 valued at $21 million. Though he may not yet be on the level of a top-tier ace, he embodies the type of pitcher that contending teams desire: a versatile starter equipped with a diverse 5-pitch arsenal, including a sinker, sweeper, fastball, changeup, and cutter. This variety keeps opposing hitters guessing and positions his team for success. As the Red Sox gear up for their next series against the Chicago Cubs starting Friday, fans are eagerly anticipating this matchup. The game kicks off at 2:20 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time and can be viewed nationwide on MLB Network, followed by Saturday's 7:15 p.m. matchup, which will be aired on Fox. In a league often dominated by flashier names, could it be that Brayan Bello is the unsung hero Boston needs on their quest for glory? What do you think? Could he evolve into a star pitcher every team wants to have? Let your thoughts be known in the comments. Asterisk photo: Brayan Bello of the Boston Red Sox pitches during the first inning of a game on Sunday, July 13, 2025, in Boston. EP photo / Greg M. Cooper, asterisk.